Now, last I remember, I think I was killing a man because he... No. I think I killed a man because he disrespected a dog. That sounds like... It sounds like my character, certainly. It can probably be a card game if you want it to be. Unfortunately, unlike with Fallout New Vegas where they included Caravan and Blackjack, there's no card games in this. Unless I've just completely missed one and one exists somewhere, but there's no card games. What'd I put in here? Ah, transfer. Okay. Took something out there that I didn't need to. Yeah, charged troop. Definitely don't need that. Definitely don't need that. Don't need those either. Tech skills either. Good lord. I picked up a lot of trash while I was out last time. Who made me pick any of this up? Chat, did you make me pick this up? Okay, so I have to bounce spoilers right after tuning in, but have a good stream wrap. I do apologize about that, bro, Chem. My apologies. Love to see how the community came together after your videos. So did I. It was and continues to be kind of overwhelming. There are a lot of sentiments that were shared that it has taken me a long time and will continue to take me a long time to actually work through, because I have this thing in me where I read someone like saying like a kind of like nice and heartfelt thing, and it like overfills my quota somehow, and I become really cagey about hearing more after that. It's weird. So I kind of like I've kind of been very slowly working through it. I will attempt to obviously continue, and also get to responding to a fair bit of it as well. But yeah, I do apologize about the speed of response to things like that. I find it takes me, yeah, as I was saying, a while to work through. Twitch still says I'm playing Monster Train. You're right, my bad. I apologize for that one. Let's quickly go back and dashboard the Outer Worlds. Perfect. All good. Okay, now let's ground ourselves in the game here. We have the mission that we're currently on, which is the Experiment Perilous. Find the entrance lab for the chem lab on Gorgon. Use Jasper's phonograph to unlock the door. We also have another group of people waiting for us to get back onto Gorgon, the HIA facility. With Blacksley's access key in hand, you can make your way into the Human Inquiry and Auditing Facility to send the override authorization signal. I've got to do that in 2 different locations. These are both 2 different locations that I have to try and override in order to continue the main quest. However, this is the main quest. I've already done this. However, I had to load a save file that hadn't completed the game in order to play the DLC. And then Electric Fling. This is the quest that is currently asking me to go to these other 2 places. So everything I need to do currently is on Gorgon and in 2 specific locations. This is something I really like doing when I play RPGs, is stack up a bunch of quests that want you to go to the same location and then just hard complete all of them at the same time. It's super neat. All right. Now, I have some... Yeah, I've got the Hunting Rifle Ultra, but there's a Hyper. Yeah, there's a Hyper, and I haven't got the... Okay, cool. I've grounded myself in my weaponry now as well. My weaponry is mostly sniper rifles. I tend to sit back from the fray and then just kind of let my team do all of the work. But the big thing about my weapons right now is my biggest upgrade is going to be a Hunting Rifle Hyper that is also pristine. So I'm looking for that little symbol, the little diamond on one of the Hunting Rifle Hypers. I've done a couple things here to try and add to my ability to get that. Should also probably repair my weapons before going out, though. How high is your engineering skill? That's a good question. It's probably pretty high on this character. Grounding for the character themselves, they are very smart, they are quite charming, and they are weak as hell. They can't do flips. They see barely anything. And temperament? They haven't temperament. Engineering skill, though, sits at 40. Yeah, okay, so engineering is the one where you can repair things in order to make them pristine. But what I've been kind of doing at the moment, which I probably shouldn't, is going for find pristine item chance plus 100%, because you just find a lot of hunting rifle hypers while going out here. Take Felix and Bavati. Enough about you, but what about the character? Look, there's certainly parts of it that are based on me more than others. Code Day 9 and my Gateway Drug, Raps and Friends of the New Jam. It is so wild to hear, especially because I've mentioned it before, but Day 9 was a huge inspiration to me in starting this. I've mentioned it enough times, but him and Northern Lion are the reason that I started recording anything ever. And the reason that I thought that there existed a market out there. Okay. Hell is this? Alright, let's tag a quest and just kind of follow the market here. Find entrance to Chem Lab on Gorgon. Easy. Yeah, we turns this one back on, right? After exploring the area. Also gonna make sure that I'm wearing the pristinest of threads. Hell yeah. This one is for extra headshot weak spot damage, so we very much just sit from afar and potshot enemies. Okay, now I guess I'm gonna have to consult the map because I've got to go around, or I could go up. No, but I can't get onto that second. Okay, so I need to go over that elevator and then, oh god, really? I have to go the complete opposite direction that I want to go in order to go in the direction I want to go. You have to go backwards to go forwards, you know? I same, Day 9 is a huge inspiration to me, and the cause of More Than a Little Shell Shock. You and many of the others, sorry, of the Wholesome Verse remind me so much of him and the culture he keeps. That, I guarantee you, on many of our parts, that is by design. Many of us know of or watched Day 9 for a significant period of time and have glommed onto that same kind of like... He was very kind of like proto in the space of like, hey, gaming doesn't need to be way too serious and everyone gets mad at the game. And we can have fun. We can enjoy these things. And we can take losses in stride. We can... His emotional maturity approaching games was kind of countercultural to games culture at the time. It's just, it was very, very important for a young me to see. I say young, younger, right? Hey, how are you alive? Kick him in the head. It also furthers the push of not having toxic behavior being normal in a space. Yeah. Oh, yeah, exactly. I can't say enough good things about him, but yes, he is also very, very important being a mover and shaker in the MTG community and being as inclusive as he is. Leaded Mark II. Two-handed melee. That could actually be useful for Felix, if Felix goes back to the two-hander. It's theoretically possible. Structured exo, don't need extra sneak. And then I came up here so that I could go across. Yeah, okay. Did anyone catch the crazy humanitarian stuff, Sean and Britt, today? They kept bugging 911 to save this unhome person, probably saved it. What? I did not. I know that mostly walking was cancelled today. Was that because... And I know that Day 9 said that Sean had a possible engagement. Is that what Sean's possible engagement was?
All right, here we go.
Hey, get away from me.
Heads up, jackass.
I believe that person just really tried to step to me. Yeah, he's taking the rest of the week? Okay. That makes a lot of sense. I would really like to read everything I can find about that afterwards. It's very much going to be the thing I immediately binge as soon as we adjourn. That needs my hacking to be slightly higher, but I can do that, can't I? Just casually turning into Mr. Krabs here for a second. What? This is lockpick. I'm a dummy. Where's my lockpick hat? Do I not have my lockpick hat? I do. And my lockpick clothes. There we go. Okay.
Great work.
Infested flechette gun. Level 26. Proof you should always maintain your weapon with Spacer's Choice brand cleaning agents. So I imagine it's probably got like little bugs what come out the ends. Or maybe if it kills an enemy, it infests them in some way. 150 lockpicking has a bunch of stuff behind it. Yeah, that's exactly why I had to like rush to it really quickly. I should also change my clothes back because currently I look fly as hell. I love the Safecrackers outfit. Look at that. Look at that character. I just want to see that on the front of a sci-fi novel. You know what? No, an HBO miniseries. But unfortunately, I gotta wear this. Infested Flechette Gun is totally a grunge metal band name. It's at least a track. It could definitely be a name for the whole band, though. I agree. But at absolute least, it's a track. Okay, and then the map peels around, yeah, straight across and then drop down to the right. Yeah, it's going to take me a little second to get reacquainted with the map. I do apologize for the time I'm taking there.
This looks just like the abandoned parts of Edgewater.
What happened to all these people? Not like they had anywhere to go.
I just ran in there. That guy stood up and went, huh? Oh, must be nothing. That person hiding over there wearing a Moon Man hat must be nothing. I don't really have silent weaponry right now, right? What's my most silent gun? I really wish I could just bring up the inventory really quick. Post damage, shock type. Less sway. Okay, it is my hunting rifle ultra. So, let's see if we can do this. Okay, cool. I key is just oh! Thank you, Blank. I've been doing this on tab and then just going to the new one constantly. Okay, 2 down. Not necessarily the most engaging combat whatsoever, but working to this point was very, very nice. As a developer, hotkeys are kind of my thing. I really, really wish that I need to get better at just initially reading the hotkeys for a program so that I can use it significantly more effectively. Because I don't do it and I always suffer from it. Always. Every time I've learned a hotkey in my life, I've been like, if I learned this a year ago, I would have saved a year's worth of time. I spent my entire year trying to figure out how to open this menu without that hotkey. It's absolutely wild. It's totally unbelievable. It's even literally unbelievable. Ooh, I'm gonna go in here. I love that all of these are like, okay, you can only come in here if you've got a key. And I'm like, will no key do? Dealer's stash key card. Letter from Frida Weber. Officer Olsen, I'd like to follow up with you regarding yesterday's chat. Now, this could be rather a whole mess, or this could be something that we resolve quietly to the mutual benefit of both parties. Here's what I'm gonna do. I've enclosed a key that unlocks a safe that you'll find behind a wall panel in my room, which I most certainly do not store that stockpile of adrenotime some hullhead tipped you off about. Maybe some of that supply, which again, I must stress, does not exist, goes missing from time to time. It happens. There's quite a lot of it, and who's to say I count doses that carefully? I get new deliveries all the time. My perfectly legal, non-adrenotime related business provides a valuable service to my customers, who benefit immensely from a product otherwise tied up in too much legal red tape like testing phases and human safety. Should my operation be permitted to continue as before, I'd ask that you hold on to the enclosed key for safekeeping. I think that would prevent any future issues between the two of us, don't you? Kindest regards, Frida Weber. Okay, so she was attempting to pay off Officer Olson. See if there's any continuation of that story through here. We have seen a couple of recurring characters so far, and some of them have eventually turned up as well, so it's kind of promising. Thank you, Luthrell. It's that is one of the kind of like broader American ones I have, I think, a little bit of an ear for. Silly can attest that every time I do anything like near or south the Dixie line, I am just so far off base, just wildly off base, to the point that I'm starting to do them a little worse just for Silly's sake. Got to do my part, you know. Hey, take some weapon and armor parts. Those are actually still really, really relevant for us. They're still on the repairs. Not that wildly off base. Not that wildly off base? Really? Security logs. Security log hub. Weber investigation closed. Following additional questioning, Frida Weber has been cleared of all suspicion. No further investigation is needed. Additionally, all future allegations against Weber are to be forwarded to Ann Olson, who will handle them personally. Other notes from today: called to the chem lab to investigate suspicious noise. Removed half of one test subject from outflow pipe. Okay, so the bribe worked. New loss keycard protocol. Log the loss, including date and time and the card user, before printing a new keycard at this terminal. New protocol should prevent Olson from having to print Carter a new keycard. Again. Passcode is get it together, Carter. Allegations against F. Weber. Received tip that Frida Weber may have been engaged in company prohibited activity. Alleged distribution of a text product. Questioned Weber at her domicile. Future investigation required. Other notes from today. Flagged 2 crates of 0G brew shipped in from Terra 2, shipment ID 204I. Bottles contained subversive propaganda. Destroyed propaganda immediately. Okay, so someone was trying to get information from Terra 2 as well into Gorgon. That's interesting. I'm Southern US, but you never know it, but I can turn the hick accent to 11 when needed. I lost my Australian. I used to be able to do like I kind of did the same thing, right? My family spoke in a much more kind of like traditionally stereotyped Australian fashion. And I kind of lost it, right? Which I didn't move, but I just did. I used to be able to bring it back. I can't do it anymore. It sounds like I'm an Englishman doing a bad impression of an American doing a bad impression of Australian, which is kind of, if anyone recognizes that quote as from Billy Joe, wild. That is such a like niche old quote from him. Print new security keycard, definitely. Get it together. I mean, I could bypass it. There's passcode. I should probably just bypass it for the, no? Experience? We don't get experience for it? My only Aussie accent is a GM and an NPC channeling Steve Irwin. I still can't really do it that well. Yeah, I tried to hack it for EXP. It didn't work out. Weird. But did it actually print it out? Oh yeah, it added to my inventory immediately. Okay. So we just didn't even need that yet. We've got that in excess to requirement. Yeah. Now all I really require is a way to get down there. Huh? Okay, I can't actually just jump off the bridges. I was really taking for granted that I'd be able to jump off the bridges here. So what? If I can't jump off the bridges, I need to find another way down, which is going out here, and then this is way more complicated than it needs to be. All I know about it, accents is apparently Americans pronounce our R's. R's. Like, I can't do the American R individually at all. This is a quote from an Eric Singer video, but it's such a weird thing that Americans do with their mouth to create the R sound that they do. It's so wild. You're crazy for this one. You are kidding me. I actually can't get down. Is this whole second level divided from, screw it. I'm going to the bottom. We're just moving through this way. See you, Raps. Hope the rest of your day is tops. Hope the same for you, Zodog. Thank you very much for tuning in. It's actually very dependent on the area of America if you live in that you pronounce the R's or not. Yeah, there's non-rhotic American accents, certainly. Like Bernie Sanders. Sanders. It's AH, right? It's not ER. The Aussie no is wild too. No. That one? That's such a weird one. That gets used in like a lot of Australian sketch comedy as well, because we know it's weird. We know. No, don't. It's very much kind of like schoolyard, kind of like schoolyard verbal fights. One other thing I really like about Australian no's and yeses is something that I think. Hang on, I'm not going to interrupt them.
That's one down.
No ambushing me. Not allowed.
Do that again?
That was an ambush, right? I didn't just randomly kill 3 people. Well done, you survived. I think I might have just killed 3 shopkeepers. I hope you didn't have any fun quest lines. Sorry. But I think my favorite thing about the Australian yes no is the thing that kind of like everyone already knows about it, which is like how you say yes and no depends on whether how you say yes and no, and the order in which you say yes and no tells someone whether you mean yes or no. Yeah, nah. Oh yeah. Yeah, nah. Nah. Well, nah, yeah doesn't ever become a positive though. But yeah, nah. Yeah, nah. Those both mean completely different things. Obviously, that happens commonly, but they are constant. So it's like I wonder if this is what other people think about when they're thinking about like tones in Mandarin and stuff like that, right? Like,
Here we go.
oh, it's so weird. There's this sentence that I constructed that because of the way I constructed it is the same word many times in a row, but the tone changes and it means something in this language. But it's like that happens in English too, constantly. There is a valid sentence that says the word that 10 times in a row. 10 times? I think it's like 5 times. That, or something. There's obviously the gorilla example, but also, yeah, no, yeah. Buffalo. Yeah, exactly. That's a big one. Why is this weapon doing 0 damage to this enemy? Are they? Oh, they're constantly getting healed. That makes a lot of sense. You can also say had a bunch of times. Like had, and it becomes completely fine. There are so many quirks. I mentioned these two before, but these are two of my favorite, and they are kind of interrelated. I really like the rule of putting the plural on the first in a compound word. So passers-by rather than passerbys. I really, really like that. Like attorneys general instead of attorney generals. Love it. And relatedly, I also like these are they. Just the correct grammatical usage of the phrase these are they. Just, sonorous. People say sell a door is the most appealing sentence in the English language. That correct usage of these are they. And of course, while I'm talking about correct usage and stuff like that, I hasten to add, I'm not a prescriptivist with terms of language. I am a descriptivist, which is to say I don't appeal to a set of rules that people should always follow. Rather, the way that people use language defines how language should be used. Although I definitely play up prescriptivism occasionally for the a little bit of the kind of pedantic nature of it can be fun to play up comically, but it's not where I actually sit. Was Rhapsody an English major? Interestingly, no, not even slightly. I was a software engineering, or rather, I was a bachelor of engineering majoring in software. Is this the right weapon? These are weak to plasma? Yeah, so this is definitely the right weapon then.
Let's go! Got him, boss! You want some of this?
Now, I also, as a character, have a flaw, which is a fear of primals. So I'm going to be performing worse around them because I'm just absolutely plastering my britches. This is... Uh-oh. I also really just need to get better armor for my companions. God, they are really brutal. Yeah, this is kind of an unfair... Wait, hang on. Did they all just get their health back? I lost them on the leash range, so they got their health back. That's kind of cool. I was thinking I was about to just, like, supremely cheese this. Yeah, these primals are a lot more serious business than any of the primals in the actual game. Yep. Bye-bye. Got him. Right in the butt. Okay, so whatever I'm doing against them right now is not enough. Oh, my hunting rifle is, like, in supreme disrepair right now. That makes sense. Honestly, just run past them at this point. I think what I have to do is actually find a weapon that'll help me deal with them.
Incoming!
How does this gun work? What's this gun do? What does this gun do other than waste my ammo? What? Alright. Perhaps found one of the bots that called me to say Telstra is disconnecting my internet. Oh god, those bots! Doing everything these days. Yeah, that element won't work is what they just told me. Alright. We actually need to bail right now and go find a different weapon. Because we are going to have to fight more of those, certainly. Just going to die to poison. We're going to have to fight more of those, certainly. It seems like that's an enemy type that's just being introduced at this point, so I have to have a game plan for them. If that requires respecking out of some of my long gun stuff, maybe that's what I do.
Got it. Heads.
But for the moment, what we need to do is get back on the ship and then... Oh, God. You know what? Screw it. I'm going to run past them. Actually, I will take your advice, Blank. But I'm running past them here just to get the teleport point. Got it. Uh-oh. Let me get through here. No. No, stop. Please, I've had enough. I'm dead. You can also try the full auto assault rifle. That one's got shock on it. It's bad though. Oh wait, oh, you mean the machine gun? Full auto assault rifle? I don't know guns.
All right, hushing up.
It's like 60% of your HP in last hit. Yeah, it was pretty intense. Okay. Is there anything in my weaponry set that could possibly prepare me for this? That's just a lot of damage. Screw it. Is it enough?
Looks like we're doing this. Nice hit.
Nice one.
Yep, it's enough.
Everybody, hold on.
Hold on. I'll be with you in a second. God. I'm really getting antsy to die. Another strategy might be just nuke the enemies down one at a time, and when the last one dies, let them leash. Yeah, I tried to do that before, but it did not consistently successful.
Don't let up.
Okay. We're just gonna microwave each of them.
Headshot, jackass.
Get him.
I see him there.
You too.
All right.
Oh, God. Oh, come on. I got one of them down. Okay, I think we actually do need to change the equipment of our companions.
Are you okay?
Did this save after? Yeah, this saved after taking one down. Neat. Did it? Yeah, that body's up there. Yeah, it did. Cool. And they also went back to their original positions on the reload. Oh, that's gotta be super. Yeah, that's certainly super abusable if they go back to their original positions on save load.
Here they come.
Let's hit. Boss, are you all right?
I'm trying, Felix. I'm really trying. I'm wearing my best armor as well. Finn's Force? Maybe I try my N-Ray and assault rifle, rather.
Tap, you're bleeding.
Like, they are specifically weak to N-Ray, if I recall correctly. Stop! What is this leash?
Let's take him down.
I do not understand you.
You're hurt.
What are you doing? How are they here? Kiting in this game is real hard to do, but yeah. Oh god. Oh god. Okay, let's.
Take cover.
All right. We're gonna have to do what we have to do to solve all problems in life. And this is obviously the PSA that I want to give everyone. What we're gonna have to do right now is do some drugs about it. People beat us up so bad that we have to do some drugs about it. We... Honestly, like the ones that I got down here, the bottom, TTD rate. Whoa. TTD drain rate for actions is -80. Lasts for 15 seconds. All right, I think I want to consume that. Isn't that your typical response? I have made no public statements confirming or denying that. We have the right weapon, right? Thunder, yeah, most dangerous game, but Finn's Force was... No, it wasn't Finn's Force. It was the Deadeye Assault Rifle I wanted to swap in. Dractum says, remember kids, drugs aren't the answer unless the question is mutant space gorillas.
All right, here we go.
Oh, I see. That one just dug into the ground and was getting closer. Got it. Okay, TTD.
Heads up.
I just drained all of my TTD in one shot. That is, I think, atypical for me. Or should be, at least. I see your game. Get him. Come on, re-aggro on me. Okay. We got the big one down. It immediately returned to kill both of my friends. Okay, one down.
Everyone all right?
Yeah, let's pop a quick save here. Good lord. They really wanted my investment on that one. Okay, so I think I will probably go with N-Ray stuff here. Should also probably loot them. It seems like one quest is probably going to ask me for that. Pulse have a gold, drain of time. That's not really going to be enough. I should probably swing around the building before we go in. You gotta go in every direction that isn't the quest before you go to the quest. We all know this. This is just how RPGs are played. Hang on. There was a dangerous criminal up ahead. I have apprehended the criminal, by which I mean I have apprehended them in terms of a coffin. That criminal is now extremely dead. Ooh.
Chem lab. This place stinks like the wrong end of a primal. And I think I'm close to figuring out why. Something's off with this place. Those ain't normal primals. Thought I was onto something before. Now I'm sure of it. I got a theory to test at that Marauder camp.
Got a theory to test at that Marauder camp. Ooh, lucky. Is it lucky? Critical is plus 25% chance on the damage, or plus 25 on the damage, rather. Remember, there's no such thing as luck, only hard work. Any ideas to the contrary should be discussed with your local OSI clergy. OSI clergy, rather. Sorry. Ooh, Gyro Sight improved hunter kit. Pretty reasonable. I think we can pretty much just bounce out of these, though. I wish the weapon customization system in this game was actually a lot more in depth. And, you know, I'll say it. If this game had Fallout 4's weapon customization system as well as loot recovery through junking and recycling them in order to create weapons mechanics, I would not be mad about it. There are many things I didn't like about Fallout 4. That was not one of them. Did you hear about the possibility for New Vegas 2? I did. I mentioned this 2 streams ago as we were talking about it at the time, but it is full of mixed feelings for me. Number one, I like Obsidian having possible access again to their creation. Love that. They tweeted a shrug emoji in response to it, which is more confirmation than they've given for Fallout New Vegas 2 ever. Love it. Don't love the whole kind of Katamari Damacy of media companies just rolling up effectively into just one big one. What I'm saying is, like, Microsoft isn't as Disney is currently doing it at the moment, right? Where Disney is very much, I think this is a direct quote from a tweet.
Is currently experiencing a heightened security event. Accessing this facility requires voice-modulated passphrase. Please speak the passphrase.
But the quote at the time was, Disney is at that level in Katamari Damacy where you start rolling up the environment, and it was attached to Disney made 60% of the biggest blockbusters for the last couple of years. I don't know if that's necessarily a founded concern with Microsoft. Obviously, Microsoft own Obsidian, and Obsidian made this, and I like it. And it wasn't necessarily a big budget game. I'm very conflicted. Fallout New Vegas is great, but it doesn't need to be iterated upon. That's why I love the Outer Worlds so much. Do you not feel like this? So maybe this is about a difference in definition of iteration, but do you not think this is necessarily like, is a spiritual successor not an iteration?
We attest to the zest with our hand on our chest. Be impressed as our guest by what we finessed. You are blessed to ingest what we thoroughly test. You've tried the best, now try the rest. Spacer's choice.
Be our
Access granted.
guest, be our guest, put our service to the test. Tie a napkin on your neck, sherry, and we'll provide the rest. I mean, they own Minecraft and it stayed as quirky and nerdy as ever. Like, I feel like if my concerns are founded, we would see their fruit to bear in years, not months. Yeah, I'm okay with spiritual successors, not direct necessors and not necessary. Okay. Yeah, no, I agree. I gave up on the Fallout franchise a while ago. Like, I'll always have fond memories of 1, 2, and New Vegas.
Imagine living with that kind of guilt.
And part of what helped me move on was seeing the Outer Worlds and knowing, like, okay, so the game, like the one called Fallout Vegas 2 doesn't exist, but it does. It's just not called that. I've been getting a lot less tied to franchises of late, and a lot of it has been the amount of franchises that have just hard disappointed me. I mean, just a lot. Obviously, like, Half-Life never being completed, despite the fact that I was deeply into it at the time. Fallout having turned out how Fallout's turned out now, obviously. The amount of games that I used to play very, very consistently and super enjoy that just aren't anymore. Cryos the Dragon, thank you very much for the raid. Much appreciated. Oh, that is a super cute emote. That reminds me of the emotes of one of my mods. It's very kind of you, Cryris. Was last playing Noita? Ah, interesting. We had a bit of a discussion about Noita earlier. Unfortunately, I keep bouncing off of it. I asked Teak this question as well. Is there something I'm missing? Because I think part of what I found impenetrable about Noita is that I initially encountered Noita, and then I picked up a wand, and the wand said 1 billion stats. And I saw all of them, and I was like, brain, too much information. I cannot make any meaningful decisions because I have so much data in front of me. And then it was downhill from there for my experience. But I found that there are games that have systems like that I still enjoy. For example, the guns in this game have a few stats on them, but if you open up their actual stat screen, they have a lot of stats. It's just you don't get confronted with those relatively early on, right? You look into the weapon in order to understand those more. However, in Noita, they have to be out front. They have to be there clear so that you know what you can do with the weapon and such. It's so weird to me. There's something I just don't get. I like games like that, which the best example is Borderlands. I like the Borderlands series, but when I see a gun in Borderlands, I look at it and my eyes glaze over. What? How did it happen? I don't know. Cryros was up for 30 plus hours now, so we had to kill him to make sure his final run wouldn't be too long. Well, yeah, good work, y'all, for having done that. Cryros, good lord. You do not have to stay on my account if you need to get to food and sleeping. Please feel free to. It's sleep, that makes sense. It certainly makes sense. I think there is something you're missing. The 1.0 added some cosmetic and UI elements that make the stats way easier to make sense. Okay, that actually may be exactly what I'm missing. Legitimately. How many hours do you haven't slayed the Spire? I'll quickly check it for you. I think it's 2,000 something. 3,000? 2,400? 2,300. I'm going to guess 2,300. Come on, show me. Hey, 2,326. Urgent notification. Welcome, Huang Si. This urgent notification brought to you by Spacer's Choice, automated subversive behavior notification system. Please be informed that one or more of the following high-priority conditions is likely to be active at your office or workplace. Number 1, escaped primals. Number 2, unlawful discussion of subversive cultural material. Number 3, extended and unauthorized breaks. Please notify your supervisor immediately. If you are the designated supervisor of this workplace, this message constitutes your official notification. This is an automated response. Please do not respond directly to this message. Gimsy is, we've seen that one before. Okay. It's, the order is bottom to top, right? You know, to actually read them in kind of like order, you know? Excuse me. Lost keys. From Huang Si to Tanaka S. Subject, lost key. Chief, I found a key in the locker down by the laboratories. Key belongs to Dr. Lowe. Please retrieve the key and bring it to him. I do it myself, but Dr. Lowe can be pretty paranoid. If I show up at his door with a key in hand, he'll assume I stole it in order to fabricate a reason to check up on him. From Huang Si to Jasper Lowe. Subject, please respond. One sec. Sorry. Jasper, I know you've told me not to bother you when you're working, but I'm running out of options. I understand you're busy, but I've boiled down my list of concerns into simple yes-no questions. Just answer with a Y or N. Number 1, did you read Goodfellow's letter? Number 2, am I on the chopping block? Number 3, has security talked to you about the same type of corporate spy in our ranks? Number 3A, is there a spy? Number 4, did you know Padilla's heart gave out before the 72-hour shift, a 72-hour shift? Number 4A, are you attending the wake? I've got staff coming to the reception desk tomorrow for answers. What the hell am I going to tell them? It's not the best choice. It's the only choice we've got. Are you going to respond? From Low Jasper to Huang Si, subject RE, please respond. N. Respectfully, Jasper Low. You dick. Okay. From Goodfellow L to Low Junior, subject corrective measures. Dr. Low, I speak for everyone at the OCI when I express my disappointment in your work ethic. The quality of Compound X harvested and enriched at your laboratory falls well below Space's Choice standards. It is my professional opinion that the quality of one's work reflects the quality of one's spirit. Lazy workers deliver lazy work. Round up your researchers. Fire 1 in 10. I expect you and your remaining researchers to deliver the next batch of chemicals to HIA under an accelerated timetable. These measures may seem punitive, even harsh. They are. I'm willing to instill discipline in your team. One day, I'd like to imagine you'd thank me. Respectfully, Lawrence Goodfellow, manager of the Office of Creative Incubation. Work fortifies the spirit. From Huang Si to forwards it to Jasper Low. Jasper, I've been taking your messages at my terminal like you've asked. This one's from management though. Take a look at this. I could get in trouble for deleting it. Okay, we've got a good array of voices here, I think, for the characters that we're going to be interacting with. Kind of hope that we get more notifications from them in the future.